a scripted cold open today, Jason. Okay. Hi.
Okay. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. This is going
Dude,
about as good as the game went.
your bear's upside down, bro.
Yeah, he wasn't happy
He
during the
wasn't happy
game.
about the game. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
He's
He's
depressed.
upset. He didn't want to be on
Like,
this tonight. That's what I made him.
okay.
He said only if I could show my ass the whole time.
Hello and welcome to a low-key down episode of the Red, White, and the Blues podcast, where Jason is not feeling well. So he is here, though, because he values the fans out there that listen to this podcast. He is powering through for you guys out there in the audience tonight. He's doing it for you because he loves you guys. But yeah,
I've
we are
been
the Red.
told I'm a warrior. I've been told
Yes,
I'm brave.
warrior spirit. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
very much.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been told that I'm probably the best there is. So
The best there was and the best that there ever will be. Yes. I mean, the way I do the rankings, Jason, is it's like cancer survivors, and then you're like right below them.
yeah. A little,
Like
a small little sore
just a
throat.
smidge.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
smidge below cancer
below.
survivors.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, thank
No
you.
problem. That's
I'm
how
also
brave.
very humble.
Yes.
I ruined your
Anyway.
intro. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm not in my right mind.
no, this was a much better intro. Anyway, but this is the Red, White, and the Blues podcast. I'm Daniel. He is Jason, and together we're going to talk about Chelsea's dismal performance yesterday afternoon, I guess evening by the British standards, But in America, it was 10:30 in the morning for us. So
yes.
It's
been well over 24 hours since watched the game.
Yeah, we if you want to go back and live the hell with us, we did live stream it. It is up on our YouTube channel. So if you're ever just a glutton for punishment, you can go back and watch it. It's probably not the most entertaining thing ever.
No, it definitely isn't. It's Daniel and I staring at the screen and like awe for like 2 hours.
I think the only time we got excited and showed emotion was when Nico scored, and other than that, it was just a lot of yelling. So
yeah, it wasn't good. I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, no. You finish. I'll let you lead this.
I mean,
train.
I don't know where to go with this. I have a couple of talking points, and then I do have some good news at the end of the podcast that I would like to share that relates to Chelsea. So I have some good news. But yeah, I mean, there wasn't anything. Like I've listened to some stuff yesterday after the match. I read X, Twitter, whatever it is these days. And I mean, shockingly, our fans are a lot more positive, I think, than we'll probably be on this episode.
Yeah.
I was not overall impressed with the way we played. I thought we played very poorly. I didn't think some people were saying the second half was the best half of football they've seen in Anfield in 3 years by Chelsea.
Wow.
And I'm just like,
I mean, we haven't won there in like 9 years, so I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah. Whatever. Still didn't.
This might be the best.
Yeah, the best. We didn't. Whatever. I thought again it was a atrocious defensive performance. Mental errors again, and I don't. And that's the thing is like I do have one bone to pick with Maresca that I'll pick at some point in this episode, but I think overall Maresca set the team up well. I thought the tactics were okay. The tactics were good. It wasn't a tactical issue. It's literally just dumb, boneheaded decisions from the players that Maresca can't control. Like, he can't control that Reece James decides to play an onside trap whenever freaking Curtis isn't even about to be offsides and Salah's already kicked the damn ball and lets him just run in front of him to score a goal. He also can't control the fact that Bob didn't come out of his net to try to at least stop the cross from getting in there. He can't control the fact that Levi Colwell thinks it's necessary to kick somebody in the shin in the box when they don't even know where the hell the ball is. Yeah, it was like, that's the thing. It's like 2 mistakes cost us the match. And it wasn't like, people can complain about the officiating. I thought he let a lot of stuff go both ways. You're not going to hear me argue about the pen. It was a pen. I don't know. It's 2 boneheaded mistakes, and there's no coach that's going to fix that. It's the players at this point. I don't think Reese should have been on the pitch. Gusto had a shit game though on top of that, so it really didn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nobody. Casado maybe played good. I guess he was probably Lavia played good when he was on the pitch, and then for whatever we take it I get it. I guess Maresca did say after the match that Lavia and Reese weren't going over 60. So in that sense, I guess understand Lavia coming off, but he was once again one of the better players on the pitch, and he doesn't get a full 90. Will we ever see Lavia play a full 90? I'm not sure at this point in time. Sancho was trash. Nico was okay. I mean, his goal, like, look, I don't take anything away from Nico. His goal was fantastic because let's be realistic. He doesn't normally make those shots. So
yeah, he didn't last season.
Yeah, he actually made it as an improvement. Neto was good, I think, in his sub appearance. Christopher, I think, got screwed. Playing on the left wing, I think that was boneheaded move by Maresca. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Liverpool played a good game either. That's the thing. Like, they didn't play great. Like, I don't think they obviously played good.
Tell that to all the Liverpool fans. They
didn't play great.
They think that was a genius performance.
I beg to differ. I think it was 2 teams that struggled and did not play good football. It wasn't there was times where the game was really open and it was fun, but the majority of the match, it's like we were talking about on our live stream. Literally, the 2 teams were doing the same thing. They would both pass it around the back, and then either they would lose it in the midfield, which was usually Chelsea, and Liverpool would try to kick it long, and then they would lose the ball. And then we would just kick it around the back and then lose it in midfield, make a bad pass, and they get the ball back, kick it around, kick it long. Like, that was literally the whole match, pretty much. It was, I don't know. They didn't really try to attack us.
Yeah, Liverpool came to play a low block.
Yeah.
And they can spin it however they want to, and they can talk about tactics, and they can talk about all this. They came to play a low block. They shut down Palmer. They were able to shut down our attack most of the game, and they were happy for us to have most of the possession. It's no different than another team, and they did that at home. So, so like, I'm watching videos that are talking about how Curtis Jones is a genius, and how Arne Slot is a genius, and how Trent Alexander-Arnold gave one of his best performances ever. And
now that actually might be true. That might be the best defense performance I've ever seen. He didn't do a lot.
No, I think that was more of a failure on Sancho to just.
Yes.
All Trent had to do was stand there, and Sancho was happy to pass it backward.
I agree with that.
I just do not get it. Like, I just do not understand the narrative coming out of this. Stevie Nicol, I don't agree with part of his take. He went viral within the Liverpool community because he was hating on the performance. And he was like, when has a Liverpool team that is set up to play counter-attacking football ever won the championship?
Yeah.
And he was talking about Roy Hodgins and Rafa Benitez not winning championships, doing those same tactics. And I mean, to that, he's got a point. Like, Liverpool were playing like an away side at their own stadium.
They were.
And we can talk. People can talk about how it was 2 tactical geniuses going back and forth, and now it's 50-50. Liverpool played a low block, and they did it really well.
Mm-hmm.
And
they did.
And we didn't win as many of the duels in the midfield. I think that's going to be the running theme this season, is how often Bob is going to give away the ball or make a boneheaded play in his goalkeeping duties. How shit at distribution he is, and how shit we are in the midfield. Yes, Caicedo had a good day. I think him and Lavia, the way Maresca had us set up, with him and Lavia playing more defensive to cover that so it could push more forward. I think, that I mean, it makes sense. I think,
Yeah.
I think tactically, like things were solid on both ends, but I mean, let's be real about this. One team played a low block, and one team played like they normally do, and they came out to attack. And I think that says more about us and how Liverpool viewed us versus they view themselves. And let's be real too. They played Man U, and they played
that's it.
they played Milan.
Yeah.
They played the 12th team in Serie A, and then they played us. We're their biggest competition to date so far. Where Stevie Nicol went wrong for me was he disagreed with those tactics at Anfield because he thought Liverpool showed us too much respect because we weren't good enough, or we weren't as good as them. And I would argue where my disappointment in this game comes in is I think we were as good as them, and I'm upset that we didn't get something from it because we were boneheaded. And I will say this: some of that comes from an undisciplined team throughout the season so far. We had the first two players that had to sit out a match because of suspension.
Because of cumulative yellow cards.
Yeah, so we're playing a Rusty Reece James who hasn't been healthy forever. And then we're playing Lavia, who's pretty much brand new this season, at least in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So, like, we're having to do stuff with our defensive line. We're having to invert our wingback in a way different way. Or not our wingback, we're having to invert Gusto in a slightly different way. He was way more forward and way more on the other side of the pitch.
Yeah.
Like, there just is a lot that we were trying to do. And, like, yes, Liverpool got the 3 points, and sure, kudos to you. You played a low block and you got the 3 points. There are plenty of lower placed teams that are doing that this season. But now we find ourselves 7 points off the top.
Yep.
And I just think that's the most frustrating thing is Nico got a stupid yellow card for clapping at Salah's back when he was taking the pin. We're undisciplined.
Yeah.
We don't have the fundamentals, and we got a shit goalkeeper. And Bob, genuinely, Bob's got to go. Like, if Maresca wants this system to work, I'm Bob out at this point.
I'm Bob out. Whatever the system is, Bob out.
The dude's a moron. So he's not a first-rate goalkeeper. I don't understand why he's in. He makes like the most idiotic decisions. He can't distribute the ball. He's not good with it at his feet. He panics when he gets run down. Like, he can't do it. He dives at nothing. He can't.
But then when he needs to dive, he doesn't dive.
Yeah. I mean, Bob will never make sense to me as our first string goalkeeper, and he didn't last season either. I mean, he didn't the season. When did he come in? He came with Graham, or he came in last season. But he got hurt for half the season, so.
He came in last year and they got hurt halfway through, and that's when Petrovic.
And then Petrovic wasn't great, but I don't know. I at least trusted his feet better than I did Bob's.
I mean, the thing is,
Liverpool effectively shut us down with their low block.
Which, I mean, to that, I mean, they're a very good defensive team. That back line's been playing together for how many years now? I mean, that's a freaking experienced back line. Like, this wasn't even our normal center backs in pairing in the match. Wasn't even our normal left back in the match.
Right.
So for us, it was like we had a patchwork back line, which it wouldn't have mattered anyway. I'm not saying that if Fofana would have been in the match, it would have made any difference. Right. But, the point being, though, that back line is very experienced. So slots just play into their strengths at this point, and you double team Palmer pretty much the whole night. They man marked him.
Yeah.
Nothing he could do. He had, I think, one decent looking goal right before halftime.
Yeah.
Madueke did a couple of good drives to the byline, but we really didn't play through Madueke as much. We tried to play through Sancho. Sancho just refused to do anything. The one time that he actually did something, it's arguable that it could have been a penalty on Trent. Take it for what you want to. I don't know. I'm just going to. And somebody brought up a good point. I was listening to some commentators, and they said if it's called on the field, it doesn't get reversed. If it's not called on the field, they're not going to go back and call it. And I thought that was a fair assessment of it. I'm like, it's fair. But you were saying something.
Yeah. I can't remember. I hate this narrative that Liverpool outplayed us or outclassed us or all these things. Like, we went to Anfield and we played them toe to toe. Even for all of our ridiculous mistakes, that game could have went either way. Your prediction was 2-1 Chelsea. It could have easily been 2-1 Chelsea if we had. But we only had 2 shots on target, man.
Yep, that's the problem.
Had 2 shots on target, and we had 2 boneheaded mistakes in the back, and a few others that Liverpool should have taken advantage of. Actually, Liverpool should have more.
Like, everybody wants to talk about in that match.
Yeah, everybody wants to talk about how their XG is higher than ours. Like, it's not that much higher than ours, and Salah's pen adds like 0.8 XG to it.
Yeah.
Like you take out his penalty, our XGs are similar, man.
Mm-hmm.
So like, let's like be realistic here. That this game was not an outclassing of either side, and it's probably the most even game that's been played in the Premier League this season, I would say. But we are dumb. We are a dumb, undisciplined, not drilled well enough team, and we are not. If you want to talk about, I watched 442's breakdown of the game, and he came. I mean, he was a big Curtis Jones fan for the game, which is fine, and he had stats to back it up, which is fine. But Curtis Jones has, I don't know. There's a whole argument amongst Liverpool fans about whether Curtis Jones is good or not, and I'll let them have that. But like, his thing came down to quality.
Mm-hmm.
Like who had the better quality, and I would agree that Liverpool. I think the scoreline shows that they had a bit better quality than we did, and we were dumb.
We were very dumb. Tosin was lucky not to get sent off. I don't know why people thought Tosin was going to be a good center back coming in. He's a very mid center back. Like, you would think Fulham would re-sign him because they're a very mid-table team, but they didn't even re-sign him. So why do we, somebody that's trying to finish top 4, go out and sign somebody that Fulham didn't even want?
Yeah.
Have problems with that when you had Chalobah, who you could have just kept, who is just as good as Tosin. Some people will argue with that. I think Chalobah is just as good as Tosin. So you have that interesting stat from the match. Bob registered a 0% on his successful diving saves or high claims for Chelsea against Liverpool. Like, that says it all. Like, he's not a good goalkeeper. The fact, and then, like, I'm starting to pick apart Maresca now. I'll just say my gripes with Maresca. It's not tactically. I don't think his tactics are bad. I like the fact that he actually makes adjustments at halftime, and we come out in the second half and actually play well. But one, he said after the match that Bob's doing a fantastic job. I don't know what matches this man has been watching. I don't know what the hell he is doing, because Bob has been shit the whole year. He's part of the reason that we've leaked in so many goals. And like, I'll say this because I feel like I've seen it with Chelsea before. When Tuchel made the switch from Kepa to Mendy, the defensive line stayed the same, but the goals stopped going in. And I don't necessarily think it was necessarily Mendy. I think the defense just understood we actually have a halfway decent, competent goalkeeper behind us now that can actually save some shots, unlike Kepa, who can't save anything. So they were trying to overcompensate when Kepa was there, bring in Mendy, and things were different because it gave defense confidence that they had at least a somewhat competent keeper behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mendy did want a hell of a run.
Yeah, Mendy did. Mendy was good for that 1 year. But like
that 1 year.
Competence runs, though, not just with Bob. Like, we know if the ball gets past us, Bob would save it, right? Like, will Bob hesitate when he's going to kick me the ball? Will Bob be able to send the ball downfield when we have a break? Will that ball be a good ball? Yes. Will I be able to receive that in a good direction? I am going to constantly worry about Bob and whether or not that ball is at his feet. And Bob's not going to kick the ball to me. I'm going to have to go run and get it. Or it's going to be short. Yeah. Or it's not going to go anywhere near me, and another player is going to pick it up. And I'm going to have to, against the run of play, backtrack and try to defend. Like that's the other part of that, right? Like, do you have a guy, and this is what you're alluding to, do you have a guy behind you can trust?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
they cannot. I just refuse to believe that back line trusts Bob. And
they don't.
Maresca is going to say stuff in public. I don't know.
Yeah.
Would you rather have a manager slag off a player in public?
Yeah, that's a valid point. But I mean, like, you can at least say, like, I think he's got some areas he can work on, but we're working with him to get those things fixed. Exactly. Just to acknowledge, at least to show the fans that you understand that there is a problem there, not to try and sugarcoat everything. Like, I think there's got to be a middle ground because you don't want to throw the player on the bus. I agree with that. But then,
but we're dumb in our buying decisions. So we didn't do enough.
We've spent over 50 million pounds on goalkeepers since Bowley and them have taken over. That could have bought us one world-class goalkeeper. We could have gone to Portugal and bought Costa. You know, I don't know. We could have bought somebody else. There's other people out there. But the point, like, we spent the money on 3 goalkeepers instead of going out and buying one goalkeeper.
Right.
Like, so it's annoying. It's frustrating because the goalkeeper, literally, the goalkeeper and defense is what's going to keep us from challenging this year. Like, if we had a decent goalkeeper and I think one stalwart, experienced center back, I would feel a lot more confident in this team and say we can challenge for the title. I don't think what happened at Anfield on Sunday happens if we have that competency back there. So it's bad on the board because a lot of Chelsea people, I know this podcast was one of them, said the 2 things that we need more than anything this offseason is a center back that's good, that's experienced to replace Silva, and we need a good goalkeeper.
Yep.
And we got Tosin. And we got Jurgensen. So we bought 2 backups.
I guess the thought with Tosin was at least Fofana would be back.
Yeah, and Tosin was free. And my thought process with that is people were saying, oh, he's a free transfer. Yeah, but like if he does good, then they're just going to sell him. Like that's the point of why I think they got him on free. You know, that's just my cynicalism kicking in. But then also I think like we got to start asking questions about Maresca subbing. Because, like, we heard about this from Leicester fans that they said his subbing was shit when he was at Leicester last season, and it is proving to be shit this year. I mean, granted, he did pull Sancho at halftime for Neto, which I applaud because most managers don't do that. But then he puts in Cuckoo in the game and puts him on the left. And Cuckoo can't play on the left. Like, it's just – I would rather Mudryk come in than you stick – which Mudryk wasn't even on the freaking bench, but I would have rather – Mudryk have come in this match than freaking Nkuku on the left. I want Nkuku going through the middle. I want him linking up with Palmer. Like, I don't want him on the left. Like, it's frustrating. And normally he waits to like the 80th minute to put Nkuku in.
Yeah.
He did make a couple earlier subs in the 60th minute, but it was because he said Reese and Lavia weren't going past 60. So I feel like those subs are sort of forced on him. Like, that wasn't a normal tactical change that he would have made at that point in the match had those players both been fully fit. Yeah. So, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
It is. His subbing get on my nerves.
Can I ask you a question about how you feel about, like, this Chelsea team relative to what we were watching last season, like the feelings that we feel towards this Chelsea team,
what
like
point
in terms of, I mean,
the end of last season or the same point from last season.
I'll say it this way: most of last season, not the last 6 games.
Okay, it's so much better than the majority of last season. Yeah, it is, and I mean. Poch wasn't good with subbing either. Let's just face it. That's a reality. He was terrible at subbing too.
Yeah.
I don't understand why so many managers maybe Poch's was a little different though because his bench wasn't as deep as Maresca's and injuries were insane. So usually his bench consisted of like 3 academy or 4 academy boys. So you know, just to fill out the freaking bench. But Maresca has Arsenal at his disposal on the bench
What's
right
really
now.
annoying about this game, and I'm going to go back to something I said earlier, is we've traded out injuries for disciplinary suspensions.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the thing that's really annoying.
We had those last year though too.
Yeah, we did.
That's the thing. Like
Nico, got to get sorted out.
We led. I think we set the record last year for most yellow cards in the Premier League season. Mm-hmm. So I haven't looked at our pace this year, but I would imagine we're pretty much on par with it, if not ahead of that pace from last year.
Yeah. It's just,
but it's like you said, it's descent. It's not. We're getting yellow cards for bad tackles. We're not getting yellow cards for whatever. We're getting it more so for arguing. Like Palmer, I'm pretty sure is one yellow card away from getting suspended, if I'm not mistaken. And I can't recall Palmer ever fouling anybody this year. So I'm almost 90% sure that the majority of his are dissent. Nico's are all dissent this year. A lot of Fofana's up until the last one were dissent. Cucurella, those are probably all fouls. He's a little shithead. He fouls everybody. Yeah. He probably earned at least Cucurella earns his yellow cards. He makes them count. So, but it is. At what point do we stop? Here's my question. At what point do we get to stop using the immaturity in young squad? Our squad is young and inexperienced. It's over. Okay. I'm fine with that. I
don't think we should be able to do that. I think and that's why I keep bringing up the yellow card thing. I think this is stupid that we're in positions where we have players that are being suspended because of disciplinary fouls or disciplinary
I agree.
reasons. I just don't I don't think that this is something I think this is something that needs to be worked on. And is really annoying. Like Nico clapping at Salah. I mean, come on, dude. Like, it's just stupid. Arguing with the ref about every little thing. It's just stupid. I'd rather you concentrate and go play your game. Like, that's what I'd rather you do. Like,
I mean, thank God this ref showed. Yeah. Go ahead. Go finish talking, man. Sorry.
Say the refs are shit. I mean, this ref was shit too. They're all shit. But like, know that the refs are shit. We can't. We've got to play good enough to overcome the refereeing decision. We've been talking about this for 3 years.
Talked about it for years. Yeah.
Like we've just got to play good enough to overcome it. Like I do not want to rely on a refereeing decision to get a result. I want to be in a position. I want to put ourselves in a position where we take advantage of the luck, or we're just good enough to overcome whatever happens. Like that's what I want. Like I don't know why we've got to be the petty team now. Like, go out there, play ball. I think Maresca's got us cooking a bit.
He does. Except against low blocks. He still hasn't figured out low blocks yet.
Low block is a thing that teams do struggle with in general. But I mean, we've got to figure some things out. I mean, they're going to be able to look at this game and watch how Liverpool shut Palmer out. And they're going to be able to look at this game and watch how they defended against us, and hopefully we can use that moving forward. And the thing I was alluding to with my question about relative to last season was just genuinely like, I think this team feels better to watch. I would trust Maresca to adapt, and I haven't felt that way about the previous coaches.
So, go back to Tuchel to feel that. Like honestly, it is. I mean, they are funner to watch. They're a much more fun team to watch. They actually score goals this year, unlike the previous seasons. Still can't defend. They haven't been able to defend since Tuchel was here. That defense is just going out the window. But they're more enjoyable. I think. I don't know. I still like these people that were getting all hyped that we're going to challenge for the title. I'm like, pump your brakes. We're not that great. If we finished 4th, I would be happy. Like I would count that, but I still don't think we will. I think we'll finish around that 6 to 8 spot probably. Maybe we get lucky. We should win the Conference League. Not going to say we will because we tend to shit the bed.
Yeah.
But big conference league. I guess we got to do predictions for the conference league match this week too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's not a lot else to say about that match. There's really not.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the thing is like, I don't think either team played their best football. Like that's the thing. I will not sit here and say Liverpool played a good match, but I'm also not going to sit here and say that was Chelsea's best football that I've seen this year.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
I don't know. I don't get it. We're what are we, 8th now on the table, 7th in the table, something like that?
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere
where we'll finish, probably.
I know we're behind Brighton. Yeah, we're about where we'll finish, probably. So, shout out Chelsea's women. They beat Tottenham 5-2 on Sunday. So at least they do good stuff. They haven't lost yet this year. So there's a plus. Yeah. At least our women's team's always good, Jason. We always have that to rely on. The women will always be good and bring it home for us because the men's team is still struggling. But one bit of good news in the world because my focus is not on this season, as I've always stated on this podcast. I'm all about next year. I'm all about Paez and Esteval. And Esteval, over the weekend, now holds the most contributions in a season in the Brazilian league of goals and assists with 18. He passed Neymar, whose record was 16, and he now has 18, and he did it in 9 less matches than Neymar. So I'm just saying we have a freaking wonder kid that's coming in next year that is our savior, and I will be buying Esteban jersey next year. So I'm telling you,
hopefully we don't waste him.
Hopefully we don't either, because we're just gonna freaking keep him for a few years, let him score some goals, accumulate some money, and then we'll sell him probably to Real Madrid or some shit.
Yeah.
Barca can't afford players. But
yeah.
So shout out Esteval for that. I guess let's just do predictions for we got Newcastle on Sunday. And we have, who do we play on? We play Panathinaikos. Yeah, whatever the hell that team name is.
Yeah, I don't know much
in the Conference League. I know absolutely nothing about them except for they're in the Greek League.
I'm going to go look and see where they are in the Greek League.
They are currently sitting 6th. They have scored 7. They don't score a lot. They've scored 7, given up 6, 12 points, 8-3-3. Or no, wait, sorry, 3-3-2 on the season. So I mean, not terrible. But we have to go there. Correct? It is at it's at their stadium. So on Thursday.
Okay. I have a feeling you're going to say the same one as me.
Oh, I hadn't even thought of a score yet.
Oh, okay. 3-1. We win.
Okay, I was gonna say we're gonna score 4.
Okay.
I think it's 4-1. So you go 3-1, I'll go 4-1. So for that one.
Gotcha. I don't have it up on the screen, so I'm going to write it on here so I'm not just looking down.
And then on to Sunday, where we play Newcastle, who...
Wait, you said 4-1?
Yeah, 4-1. Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
I don't know. Is this at home? No, it's away. No, it's at home. Sorry. It's at the Bridge.
Yeah. I'm going to steal your score from this game and say 2-1.
I'm going 2-2 draw.
But I'm also, we win 2-1. And you're going 2-2 draw. Okay.
I don't know. I think we might. Honestly, you know what? Flip mine. I'm going the same score as the Liverpool match. I'm going 2-1, except I'm going Newcastle.
Okay.
We're not going to be able to break down their low block.
Yeah.
Because they play a very counterattacking style of football. So,
that's fair.
No, we're going to lose. I'm back on the negative train now, Jason.
I mean,
I was on the
too.
positive train, so I'm back on the negative train now.
Cliff's on the negative train too. So
Cliff definitely is on the negative train. He's been showing his ass the whole show. But yeah, I guess that about wraps it up tonight. We ain't got nothing else to talk about. Yeah. Hey though, guys and gals, we soon might be having Thursday podcasts when Jason starts his new adventure in a couple weeks.
Yeah, possibly.
Possibly Thursday podcasting. So we can actually do match reviews for those matches as well. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah. Tell these people where they can find us, Jason. We got nothing else to talk about.
Yo, we're on X. We're on Instagram. We're on Threads. And we are on Substack. And also, if you're hearing our sweet, maybe a little bit more gravelly than usual voices tonight, we are on YouTube. You can see our faces. My face still looks pretty good, even though I don't feel good.
It does. Very sexy.
Yeah.
Still glowing.
Oh, thanks, man. It's the light that I got right here.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's not me. It's the light.
I got one of those too.
Yeah. But anyway, we made it easy for you. We're on all those things at the same name on all of them. Red, White, Blues FC.
That's right. And listen to us on Apple or Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast at, or if you want to catch us in video format, we're on the Tube of the U. But yeah. Next week should have my new shirt in, Jason. I'm excited. It's off the boat from China.
Nice.
So I'm excited. It's probably going to be too small for me, man. It's like you can't order stuff from China. It's too small.
Wear it anyway.
I am. Oh, I will. I will wear it.
Crop top.
Be wearing it. Crop top it. I will crop top. I will rock the hell out of the crop top next week if it's in. Hope it's in Georgia right now, so I'm hoping it'll be here next week.
Nice
for the pod. Awesome. So but yeah, until next week, we will catch y'all on the flip side.
Chelsea, do better for the love of God, flippity floppity.